God, come and learn about Him. Here's the Bible with Pastor Adam.
Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the Bible with Pastor Adam. We are still in the book of Genesis. I know it's crazy. It's a large book. And we're still following which two characters? Jacob and Esau. That's right. This story that I'm about to read today takes place in Genesis chapters 31 through 33. And I've been looking forward to this story for quite some time, I have to be honest. This is the story of Esau and Jacob's conclusion, I guess you could say. The last time we saw them, they did not end on good terms. So, without further ado, here is the story of Jacob and Esau's conclusion. Jacob lived among his mother's people for many, many years. He had a large family. He had herds of sheep, goats, cattle, donkeys, and camels. Because of this, he was known as a very wealthy man, a very rich man. One day, God came to Jacob again and told him to return to the land of his father, Isaac. So you have to know that by now a lot of time has passed since Jacob last saw his family, since he last saw his father, Isaac, since he last saw his brother, Esau, and since he last saw his mother, Rebekah. It's been about 20 years. It's been a long time. It's a long time to go without seeing your family. But by now, Jacob's mother, Rebekah, had died. Jacob hadn't seen his father in 20 years, and he wanted to go back to his old home. But he was afraid to meet his brother. What if Esau was still angry with him? Remember, Jacob stole Esau's blessing. He stole his birthright. The last time that we heard about them together, Esau was angry. Very, very angry. And remember, his mother told him, "You gotta get out of here. I'm afraid of what Esau's gonna do to you." So that's when Jacob left. And so now 20 years has passed. He wasn't sure if Esau would still be angry with him, but he had an idea. He called his servants, his helpers, and asked them to take some animals to Esau as a gift of forgiveness. There were 220 sheep and 220 goats and 30 camels and their young and 50 cows, and 30 donkeys. Hundreds of animals Jacob was preparing to give to Esau and send to him as a gift, hoping his brother would forgive him for his actions many years ago. And then Jacob went to meet Esau. But his servants came back after delivering a message and said, "Jacob, we saw Esau. We saw him, and he's preparing 400 men to come and meet you." 400 men, what could that mean? Did Esau want to go to war with Jacob? So Jacob prepared all those animals as a gift, and animals back then were used as money. They didn't have like cash like we know today, but they used animals as money. And they were often given as gifts because they were really important. Without animals, people couldn't feed themselves or feed their families or feed their people. So Jacob was willing to give up hundreds of his own animals to send to his brother as a gift of forgiveness. And Esau was preparing 400 men to come and meet Jacob. Tensions were high. What would happen? Would Esau want to fight? Would he want to go to war? But what we see is much different. And what we see is beautiful. When Esau saw Jacob, when he finally saw him, he ran to him. He didn't throw a spear at him. He didn't attack him. He ran to him and put his arms around him, and both brothers wept tears of joy. "Why did you send all these animals?" Esau asked. "Because I have plenty, and I'm hoping you would accept this as an offer, as a gift, and accept my forgiveness for wronging you so many years ago." Each had gone their own way, just as God had meant them to. But now they were brought back together again, just as God wanted them to. This is an amazing story. How easy would it have been for Esau to stay angry at Jacob for what he did? 20 years had gone by. 20 years for Esau to think what he could possibly do to his brother for what he did to him. But what we see is not anger and vengeance and wrath that Esau gave. What we see is Esau spent 20 years thinking about his brother, missing his brother, wanting to see him again. And when they finally came together, they wept, they cried together because of their love for each other. Esau forgave Jacob. Jacob and Esau didn't stay apart. They came back together again. This is what God wanted. He didn't want them to stay apart. Think about those times when maybe you have a sibling, a brother or a sister, or a friend. Think about when they do something wrong to you. You get upset, I'm sure. It's natural, right? We get upset when people do things wrong to us, especially when we don't deserve it. In Esau's case, maybe there was some accountability and whatnot that he should have taken for his actions. But think about when your friends or your brothers or your sisters do something wrong to you and you get angry. Think about what you would want to do. Think about what Esau did. Esau forgave. He forgave his brother despite the wrong he did to him. I will challenge you guys. When you get angry and upset from something that happens to you that you didn't want, think about how you could forgive the other person and how powerful that would be and the love that would show to that person. Forgive like Esau forgave. It's a good story. I love stories of those two brothers. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me this week. We'll see you next week with some Bible with Pastor Adam. Bye.